Welcome in. It is another nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Get the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get the number two. Number two. Think how many places in Cincinnati serve fried chicken. Galactic Fried Chicken's number two.
And the secret menu item is the chicken sandwich.
Also, number two, best chicken sandwich in the city. How many places are you going to go in the city where you get the number two item in the whole city? Very few.
I mean, everybody loves a good secret menu item, right?
Of course. And if you tell them pump it up, you get 15% off. That's as good as it gets. I don't know what I'm helping you. This is me helping you. So do that. Make it happen. All right, Aaron. Interesting BCJ podcast tonight. We opened it up. We did one segment on NIL. Then the rest of the podcast was just kind of people throwing stuff our way. And I think the most interesting thing that people threw our way was the names that hang in the rafters, the names that go in the Ring of Honor.
I was going to say both football and basketball, yes.
You didn't get a chance to chime in on this, so I thought it only fair for the nightcap tonight would be for you to give your opinion, and I'll give mine. I'll chime in with what I think is the right thing to do, what should happen. But first off, bullshit on the minimum requirements. Bullshit.
Well,
you got to be the National Player of the Year. You got to be first team All-American. Bullshit. Look, what is college sports about? Celebrating your greats, right? Who cares?
Well,
if they check this box or that box? Your greats are your greats.
And I'm sure you have to have some type of requirement, right? Like,
no, I don't believe that to be true. I don't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think
you have a committee, or like you bring people together and they decide, like you do that for the Hall of Fame, right? They have like a committee that decides who gets in the Hall of Fame.
But now you're going to have a logjam because you haven't let anybody in either.
I know. That's their dumbassery happening.
Years.
There have been plenty of people that have gone into the Hall of Fame. The last person that went into the Ring of Honor for football was Shaq Washington. Before that, I think it was Kevin Huber. So nobody from 2008, nobody from 2009 outside of Huber is in the Ring of Honor.
Which is
nobody since
ridiculous
is in the Ring of Honor. And nobody since Kenyon has been honored.
Well, that's absurd.
At the basketball arena.
So, I don't know. I guess as you're
football,
looking,
who you got
for football? Who do I have in?
Who should be in?
Marty.
Yes.
Tony
Mike
Pike.
Pickens.
If Tony Pike's not in, or is he in?
Pike is in the Hall of Fame as a member of the 2009 team. I think Tony is a fascinating case.
I think his name should be up there.
Tony was not an All-American.
Okay.
But
he was all conference.
Yes. He had basically
there's your requirement.
He had about 2 years of high-level success. There were some injuries. He missed some games that Zach Galera's filled in. But there was a window where Tony Pike was as good as anybody that ever quarterbacked at UC.
Yes.
Outside of Greg Cook and Gino Guidugli, and now Desmond Ridder. Is your fourth best quarterback worthy of your Ring of Honor? Probably, right? Probably. Is your quarterback that led you to the Orange and the Sugar Bowls worthy of the Ring of Honor? I would think that would, 2 conference championships, all-conference player, that would be a guy I think should be up there.
Yeah.
I joke around with Tony lightheartedly because we have a back and forth. It's fun. People take it way, there's people from Reading that hate me. because I just joke around with Tony.
Did you tell him there's a fan club on Twitter for that?
Because Tony's big enough to like know the joking around, right?
I just mean people who hate you.
Oh.
Like I said, there's a fan club on Twitter for that.
Right. I'm not against Tony being in. I just think that like there's a couple others on the list, and especially now.
Well, yeah, that's not even getting
because they waited. Because they screwed this up.
Right. Because I think I would think Isaiah Peed would get some consideration. I would think Armand Benz would get some consideration. Haruki Nakamura would get some.
Jason Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
The funny thing is, I don't know that Travis gets considered. Like he was never. He was very good at UC. He was never
1 year
great
production.
At UC.
Right. He had 1 year
never
production.
Great.
And
I don't know that I'd put Travis in the Ring of Honor other than like as a lifetime achievement award.
Maybe
because it helps in recruiting.
Sure. Outside of that, though, if we're going like recently, I mean,
Des and Sauce have to be in
without question. Kobe won the Thorpe Award. You can't not put him in,
right?
Like he won
Alec
the Thorpe
Pierce
Award.
Was a second-round draft pick.
But going back to Kobe, like he was the best corner in the entire country.
He was the second best corner on his team and voted the best corner in the country.
Right. But yeah, Mike Warren, I think, would be in consideration.
Sure. I think that's fair.
So I don't know. I mean, again, that's me talking of late. But defensively,
it's just wild. Kevin Huber, Shaq Washington, nobody else in the entire golden era of Bearcat football. From 2007 to 2021, there have been two guys put in.
I wonder if part of the problem is where would you even put the names?
Well, yeah, that's FC Cincinnati fucked that up when their fans shredded the Ring of Honor signs around the top of Shank Pavilion.
Shocker.
Yeah.
It was probably honestly Columbus Crew people coming down from that
city. No, it wasn't a Columbus Crew game. It was don't get me started.
I don't know. That's the students tear up the benches over in the student section damn near every game. So I think there's still benches missing in the student section right now.
Sure. That's repair and maintenance.
It's stupid.
That's not FC Cincinnati fans ripping down the Ring of Honor.
No, it's not that. But I still don't know where you'd put them. Would you start to put them on the brick? Because I don't want the brick covered down around the field. I like the brick.
The problem with the brick is you wouldn't see it behind the teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to figure out something better to do with the Ring of Honor, and you got to there's like 8 names in football that need to be up there.
At least.
And there's at least half of those names in basketball.
Probably more, if we're being
honest.
The
basketball thing is annoying because they don't even go as far as we're going to acknowledge our greats. They just say, hypothetically, we'll retire your jersey if you're the national player of the year. That's the standard. If you're one of the 5 best players in college basketball in your season, Cincinnati doesn't. Fuck that guy. He was only top 5 in the country.
You need to be a legend.
Yeah, you only get in here if you're number 1. Get over yourself. Danny Fortson, Nick Van Exel, Steve Logan, Sean Kilpatrick, Gary Clark. All of those names need to be honored somewhere in Fifth Third Arena. Period.
Well, and it's not like they don't have room up in the rafters. Like they're up there on the catwalk throwing Skyline gift cards down all the time. And
Skyline paratrooper.
Which don't go up to the people at the top, but by the way.
No, that only comes to the people at the bottom.
That don't stand for anything. And the red sweater crew that everybody hates because they don't stand for anything. Yeah. It's fine. Stand up. Cheer.
If you could afford those seats, you would have them.
Stand up and cheer.
If you could afford those seats, you would have them.
I would still stand up and cheer. I have stood up and cheered. I've been floor side behind Penny Hardaway, and they all got very mad.
I can only imagine what you said.
Well, I mean, it was me and Ed back there. What do you expect?
Oh, Jesus Christ. But right now, like, this has to be something that the administration is made aware of. This fan base is dying to honor its legends.
I mean, especially during basketball season, if you were to have a couple ceremonies, even 2 for games that you knew on a Wednesday night, on a Tuesday night, we're going to have no fans there.
Let me bring you the ultimate what the fuck. Mike Mickens was on staff. Mike Mickens was an All-American. He met the criteria to be in the Ring of Honor. All it would have taken was just before a game. Any game. Pick a game. Any game. Cornerback coach Mike Mickens is in the Ring of Honor.
So one of the things you guys brought up, just complete side note, just complete tangent here. One of the things you guys brought up was the Miami game because, of course, it got brought up during your conversation over there. Is that going to become strictly a home game for Cincinnati?
At this point, no. The contract runs through till 2009. We'll see what happens with it going. Yeah, 2029. Sorry, we'll see what happens with it going forward.
Woof.
They want. Look, here's what I know. They want if it's going to be a 9-game Big 12 schedule. They want one Power 5 major opponent, one MAC level, mid-major level opponent, and one FCS level opponent.
I understand.
Financially, Miami makes the most sense.
Shouldn't be a home and home anymore. It should strictly be.
It's not a home and home.
No, they do it
every third game is at Paul Brown Stadium.
Well, I'm just saying it shouldn't even be that anymore. Just strictly at Nippert. All the proceeds go to the Cincinnati Endowment. Get out of here.
But anyway, like, somebody in that building has to have a better understanding of this fan base is starved to honor our legends. And guess what? Here's the thing that nobody talks about, right?
Well, they do well.
Aaron, let me make my goddamn point first. You can talk. Just let me make my point. You hypothetically, you put Steve Logan's name up in the rafters, and you have that ceremony, right? Now you know what happens 2 years later. You have him back. He's back at a game, and you say, "It's UC legend in the rafters, Steve Logan," and the crowd goes, Steve Logan, we love Steve Logan. Like, they're missing on so many of these opportunities to live through the past and the success for what? Like, why? What is the end game on not honoring these legends? I don't understand what the end game is on not doing it.
Well, and I feel like the football team is starting to take a cop out on it as they're like, here's the whole team, everyone we could get in. Not
right?
even.
Well, that was the Hall of Fame. That 2009 team should be in the Hall of Fame, like all of them. Absolutely.
But
they only did it one time.
There should be guys from the Hall of Fame being recognized somewhere around the stadium.
Right. They just did it as it was like the anniversary or whatever, like, 2019, the anniversary of the 2019, they get to go in the Hall of Fame as a team. I don't mind that. The Hall of Fame is a different entity than what goes up around Nippert Stadium. Like, how does Marty Gilliard not? That was the most, up until Sauce Gardner,
the most electrifying dude on the field at any given.
He was the most electrifying. He was the most dominant player in the history of the program.
What a story he had too, from sleeping in his car,
right?
Like,
because Brian Kelly told him, get the fuck out,
to being drafted,
right? Like, it didn't work out, but that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Whatever.
I think he's still playing in
he's still playing in like
CFL or something
somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, Marty deserves recognition. Steve Logan deserves recognition. Sean Kilpatrick deserves recognition. Danny Fortson would have been, had he stayed for his senior year, the second leading scorer in the program by hundreds of points.
Is that
hundreds of points?
Is that why he's not in though? Because he didn't graduate, or did he come back and graduate?
No, I think like that. I don't think that was a problem with Danny. Like, I know it was like Logan had to work towards that. We talked about that plenty.
Right.
But like, who cares? Who cares? He went to your school for 3 years. He gave that fan base an Elite Eight, a Sweet 16,
and put up numbers,
everything you could want.
Put up higher numbers than most people who ever don a UC jersey.
The only person that put up better numbers over was Oscar. Danny was right there behind Oscar. Rebounds, points, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But why is Danny Fortson not in the rafters?
It's almost like an elitist thing. Like, no, you aren't good enough to be in our
Good day, sir, but you're not Kenyon Martin, so we have to excuse you from our club. Here's a secondary level club down on the midsection of the arena that you have access to. Give me a break.
Be better. Be better, Bearcats.
Just
be better.
Do a better job. The recent history, the past 25 years,
it's like all these names are put into a time capsule that we're gonna have to unlock.
We're gonna have to unlock them in 30 years from now.
Gotta dig it up and
shit, man. This has been one of the golden eras of UC sports, like as a collective, as a whole.
Well, and it's not,
and we're not honoring any of these guys.
The football team is not slowing down either. Like,
right,
you're gonna be so backlogged. Let's catch up. We got to catch up real quick.
What did the mommy tomato say to the baby tomato?
I'm not doing this, man. I know it's a catch up. Yep, there it is. Get us out of here.
It's the nightcap. We'll see you tomorrow right here on BearcatJournal.com.
Set.